Right now at noon, as two senators say they won't support the GOP written spending plan, the governor still won't comment on whether he'll veto it. And the Department of Transportation has released new video of the fiery I-94 crash that killed two people yesterday.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now on this Thursday afternoon. We'll get to those stories in a bit, but first, let's head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield has a look at your first alert forecast. A little cloudy out there.
A little bit, but we still do have some blue sky and sunshine to look forward to this afternoon. There is a slight chance of a shower into later this afternoon and portions of this evening. We can't seem to go 24 hours without some sort of rain chance in the forecast. After all, this is southern Wisconsin. Madison, the WISC-TV Skycam. We'll call it partly sunny skies. Doppler track not showing any green, which is good news, so no rain popping up just yet. But by the time we get to later this afternoon, a shower or two not out of the question. Temperatures have crossed over into the 70s in Madison, 70 even in Janesville, 67 in Monroe, and 73 in Bosqueville. Wind speeds out of the north today at about 8 to 15 miles per hour. It feels pretty nice outside, and it will continue to feel pleasant as we head into later this afternoon. Just grab the umbrella. You probably won't need it, but just in case. And we'll fall through the 60s as we head into later on tonight. And coming up in your first alert forecast, we'll talk about rain chances increasing into this weekend and when it will finally feel like summer across southern Wisconsin.
The last day of spring.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Dave, we'll see you in a few minutes. New at noon, a second Republican state senator says that he will vote against the GOP written budget. Senator David Gregg of Big Bend joined Senator Steve Nass, who announced his opposition yesterday. Both say the Republican reworking of Governor Evers' spending plan still spends too much money. Senate Republicans cannot lose any additional votes in order to pass the budget next week. Meanwhile, Governor Evers still won't say whether he intends to veto the Joint Finance Committee's budget.
We still don't know what the entire budget is. It sounds like the Senate is having problems. So once we know what the budget is, then I'll be able to answer that question.
Cabinet secretaries shared in a news conference today why they thought the plan was better for state residents than the GOP-approved plan. That included an expansion of Medicaid funding as well as an increase in the gas tax that the state's transportation secretary said would get drivers from other states to help pay for the roads. The Assembly is set to pass a bill extending the deadline to close Wisconsin's troubled youth prison. The legislature passed a law requiring the Department of Corrections to close the prison by January 1st, 2021 and create smaller state and county-run facilities for juveniles instead. But Governor Evers says that timeline is too aggressive. A new plan would extend the deadline by 6 months. The Assembly will also take up a bill to require anyone arrested on a first offense OWI to appear in court. Right now, a first offense is just a civil violation, not criminal, so people can skip their initial court appearance. A second proposal would establish a 5-year minimum sentence for anyone convicted of homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle. It's a live look right at the Capitol right now. Senate President Roger Roth and Speaker Robin Vos are signing the cover of an abortion bills package. There's also a pro-life rally happening there. One of the bills addresses the extremely rare occurrence in which a baby is born alive during an abortion attempt. The legislation would impose criminal penalties on doctors who fail to give medical attention. After the cover signing, the bill heads to the Governor Evers' desk. The Department of Transportation has released new video from the crash that killed two people on I-94 yesterday in Racine County. It shows the initial explosion in the distance. That stretch of the interstate is now back open after being closed in both directions for hours. Two semis burst into flames, killing both drivers. Two others were seriously injured. The crash is still under investigation. Tensions continue to escalate between the United States and Iran after a U.S. drone was shot down early this morning. Iran says its Revolutionary Guard shot down the drone after it violated Iranian airspace. But the U.S. military says the unmanned plane was in international airspace in the Strait of Hormuz and called it an unprovoked attack. President Trump tweeted, "Iran made a very big mistake," and reaction was swift on Capitol Hill.
The only way Iran changes its behavior is if they believe America will put options on the table that would create pain for the regime.
Last week, the U.S. blamed Iran for attacks on two oil tankers. There is concern any miscalculation in the region could lead to an open conflict. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden is facing backlash after he reminisced about his work with two segregationist senators in the 1970s. Biden said at a fundraiser that despite disagreements on civil rights, at least there was some civility. We got things done.
I'm making is you don't have to agree. You don't have to like the people in terms of their views, but you just simply make the case and you beat them.
New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, another 2020 Democratic contender, called for an apology. Another challenger, Senator Kamala Harris, accused Biden of coddling the reputations of segregationists. It's NBA draft night, and a former Badger will be added to the Bucks roster. The Bucks traded their 30th overall pick and guard Tony Snell to the Pistons for former Badger standout John Lauer. He played at Wisconsin from 2007 to 2011, averaging 18 points and 7 rebounds as a senior. The move allows the Bucks to clear Snell's $12 million salary for the 2020-21 season and helps create $22 million in salary cap space. Chris Middleton will be a free agent, turning down a $13 million option. And after nearly 4 decades in business, the oldest surviving gaming store in the state is searching for a new owner to take over. Pegasus Games, located on Madison's west side, sells games and also provides a space for people to play. According to a Facebook post, the owners are in their 60s and are thinking about retiring. They say they're hoping to hand the business over to a more tech-savvy generation. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Do you know how fresh the eggs in your fridge are? Join us today as we share a tip so you'll always be in the know. Have you ever come home after a long day, opened the fridge, and couldn't find anything you wanted to make? I know I have. On those nights, I often grab a few eggs and get creative with whatever else I find. Now, if you're not sure how fresh your eggs are, here's a trick. Fill a bowl of cold water and place your eggs in it. If they sink to the bottom and lay on their side, they're fresh. If they stand on one end at the bottom of the bowl, they might be a few weeks old, but they're still good. And if they float to the top, they're history. So let me show you what I made the other night. I began by sauteing some spinach in a little olive oil, just until it wilted. To that, I added some eggs that I beat together with some oregano, onion powder, and a little salt and pepper. Once it started to set up, I added in a chunked up tomato and some feta cheese that I almost forgot I had. After scrambling everything together, I ended up with a Greek feast that was amazing. The eggs were nice and fluffy, the veggies made it super colorful, and the feta added just the right amount of tang. So the next time you don't know what to make, keep this spinach feta scramble in mind. And as always, the recipe is online. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an exceptionally tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Thank you, Howard. A slight chance of showers today and some possible storms through the weekend. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield will have all the details coming up in your first alert forecast. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in Washington for trade talks today, and there's a new augmented reality game for Harry Potter fans. Mark Lieberman has your Money Watch report.
Slack Technologies made its trading debut today at the New York Stock Exchange. The workplace messaging company has a valuation of about $15.7 billion after its $26 reference point was set Wednesday. Slack is the second major company after Spotify to go public through a direct listing, meaning they simply float their existing stock onto the exchange without choosing an IPO price. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in Washington today to talk trade with President Trump. The pair will meet with congressional leaders on the proposed U.S.-Canada-Mexico trade pact. Trudeau is expected to make the case against potential U.S. tariffs or quotas on uranium and softwood lumber. According to two Canadian officials speaking on condition of anonymity, that's a dispute that predates the current administrations of both countries. Panera Bread is trying to lure the dinner crowd into its restaurants. Yesterday, the company announced it's testing out a new dinner-centric menu. Some of the items include flatbreads, bowls, and side dishes. Panera is hoping the new menu will grow its dinner sales. Right now, that part of the day brings in a quarter to a third of its business. And tomorrow is going to be a big day for Harry Potter fans. The latest in augmented reality is taking you to Hogwarts. Harry Potter Wizards Unite launches Friday on Android and Apple's iOS in the United States. The Harry Potter-themed sequel to Pokemon Go will take players on a scavenger hunt for magical artifacts and creatures around the world, similar to its predecessor. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Mark Liverman.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is up 138 points. The NASDAQ up 36, and the S&P 500 up about 16. Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee is out of the radio barn today, so here are your farm numbers. To the weather now. Dave Caulfield has your first alert forecast. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Mark, it is the last day of spring. Summer officially starts tomorrow, so temperatures naturally are a little bit more like spring than summer. These are yesterday's highs in Madison. Those clouds were stubborn for much of the afternoon, so highs only reached the upper 60s, but just to the north and west, closer to La Crosse, the low 80s. I think the 80s are definitely on the horizon, especially as we get into next week for southern Wisconsin. More on that in just a little bit. Right now, currently at 71 degrees in Madison, 70 in Janesville, 64 in Waukesha. So definitely cooler near the lake still, but warmer than we were yesterday. 70s across southwestern Wisconsin, so about 5 degrees warmer, basically, unless we are closer to the lake shore. Manitowoc and Sheboygan, quite a bit warmer compared to this time yesterday. On visible cloud track, we actually started off with plenty of sunshine. Some fair weather clouds have built in over the last few hours across much of the area. And we'll see partly sunny skies and variably cloudy skies as we head into later this afternoon, with an outside chance of a shower as well. Platteville on our Queen Bee Radio Skycam, some peaks of sunshine, but mainly those clouds building in the sky. Similar story in Madison, although a little bit more blue sky compared to our counterparts in Grant County. On a Doppler track, this is a 18-hour loop, so we see the rain showers yesterday, but today we have been rain-free across southern Wisconsin. It may not be the case as we head into later this afternoon and evening, but really it's a slight chance of a shower. Not too concerned until we get into this weekend. That's when our rain chances really start to go up. So speaking of rain chances, over the next 48 hours, we're probably going to stay dry into much of the day on Friday, but then you can see that line go into the bring your umbrella or bring the umbrella category. So later on Friday into much of the day on Saturday, much of the morning on Saturday, that's where this covers. We will need to at least bring that umbrella with us. So summer begins for tomorrow at 10:54 a.m. to be exact, so less than 24 hours away. I saw something on the internet today that says if your state doesn't have summer, you don't need to work on your summer bod. So that's something to keep in mind, but I do think we'll actually get more typical summertime weather as we get into next week, and we can see that in our high temperature trend. We are in the mid 80s starting for the middle of next week. Our humidity goes up, and also our chance of those pop-up summertime thunderstorms as well. So on Future Track, we noticed things staying pretty quiet overall across southern Wisconsin. Again, outside chance of a few sprinkles or a shower later on this afternoon into the early evening hours. Should start off Friday on a dry note, but then slight chances of showers and storms come in during the late afternoon and evening hours, and then we do get better rain chances to come into play by the time we get to Saturday morning. So your 7 to 10 day forecast, let's take a gander at it. On Saturday and Sunday, temperatures right around 80 degrees with shower and storm chances, humid as well. Then we should be dry for Monday and Tuesday before we really start to get into that typical summertime weather with temperatures in the mid 80s, that humidity going up a bit, and also those chances for showers and thunderstorms are with us at least on a slight basis for next Wednesday and Thursday, but pretty consistent summertime heat, shall we call it, especially compared to what we've experienced so far this year on the way for next week.
Big golf tournament in Madison this weekend. They've had trouble with the rain?
Possibly, yeah. We'll definitely need to dodge those showers and storms sometimes.
Okay. All right, thank you, Dave. Up next at noon, Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here to introduce us to Laura, a puppy looking for a home. We'll be right back. Okay, Marissa is here from the Dane County Humane Society with our pet of the week. Hello, Marissa.
Hi.
This is Lara.
This is Laura.
And she is a handful.
She really is, but she is just a bundle of joy, too.
Yeah, she is a happy girl.
So Laura here is 11 months old, which means that this is full grown for her.
About 30 pounds?
Yeah, she's going to stay kind of a petite gal. And but at a year old, she is still kind of that puppy brain, that puppy energy.
And she gets along great with other dogs?
She does. So if you are somebody who either has other dogs at home or you love that idea of going out and spending afternoons at the dog park, Laura is your gal. She gets along with so many dogs. She is just a wonderful playmate.
Very photogenic.
And very photogenic. I love her look. She's got these little black speckles all over her.
Yeah, the back of her ears are great.
It doesn't get any more adorable than this.
And she is a stray, or she come up from down south?
She came up from down south, and you know, I think she's going to do well in a lot of different homes because she learns very quickly. She has a very good sit when she's not distracted by toys.
And she likes her toys.
Yeah, but I think she's looking for a family that can help her learn a little bit more. She's still working on that leash training. She gets so excited that she might pull a little hard. So a few more things to learn, but I think it's going to go quickly.
And she loves watching TV, apparently.
She really does. She's been watching it the whole time we've been here.
A lot of energy. Just keep that in mind.
But I mean, it's summer. It's a great time to get out and run around with a good dog.
And you said she's a staff favorite right now.
She really is. If you come in and ask
There's a
about
good
Laura,
sit.
you're going to see everyone's faces light up when they talk about her.
Really? She is a great girl.
Yeah.
All right, you got a big sale going on.
We do. You can head out to the main shelter this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We have a kids' garage sale with kids' clothes, movies, books, you name it. And it's going to be at our horse and livestock barn. So if it is a little bit rainy, don't worry, it is indoors. And all the proceeds benefit Dane County Humane Society.
And the barn is free right now. All right, last week.
Oh, last week we had Miss Flora, and she still is available, believe it or
really?
not. We have some amazing dogs looking for great homes.
She was a great dog,
She
too.
is such a good girl.
A little calmer.
Yep, so we got a little bit of everything. No matter what you're looking for, we've got a dog for you right now.
And lots of puppies, too.
And puppies as well.
All right, well, let's get Laura home. I think she's going to go home with Dennis. On
Yes.
the floor here. Seems to be bonding with him. All right, if you want information on Lara, or any other animals available, go to giveshelter.org. 838-0413 is the number to call. We'll see you next time. Get Laura home. All right, one last check of the weather. Here's Dave.
Yeah, it's a great afternoon to head to the dog park today with temperatures in the low 70s and still plenty of blue sky. There is an outside chance of maybe an afternoon or evening shower, so bring that umbrella along with those dog toys. Temperatures right now are in the low 70s, some upper 60s out there, but still very pleasant. The rest of this afternoon, I think highs will make it into the mid-70s under variably cloudy skies. Again, outside chance of a few raindrops later this afternoon into the early evening. Your day planner temps falling through the 70s into the 50s as we get into early tomorrow morning. 10-day forecast does show an increase of rain chances into Friday. We still have maybe a possibility of a quick shower thunderstorm late in the day, but then Saturday and Sunday, our best rain and storm chances are here with temperatures near 80. It won't be raining the entire day, but we'll definitely need to dodge some drops and also some storms as we head into this weekend.
All right, summer starts tomorrow morning. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.